Good afternoon, class. Today we are going to be implementing the lesson based on a piece of software that we have used before known as EasyVid. Just to recap, EasyVid is a piece of software similar to Photo Story 3, however it comes with a lot more advanced features and is easier to use as well.
For the purpose of this presentation, we will be using EasyVid to demo a way to effectively have the students consolidate their learning in a way that will be meaningful and engaging to all students regardless of their prior strengths. Without further delay, let us proceed. We have attached to our wiki the introductory videos from our initial presentation on how to download and use EasyVid for your reference should you wish to use the program after our presentation.
Our teaching and learning problem that we are tackling today is multi-purpose. We want our students to use the program EasyVid in order to combat boredom, which could potentially arise from the study of drier concepts in social studies, and to help consolidate information in a fun and meaningful way. Furthermore, we like the program for its assistive technology potential for students with learning exceptionalities, as demonstrated by the text-to-speech technology which spat out our introductory statement.
We think EasyVid is a strong program to use for inquiry-based learning for students because they have to take a concept which has been introduced to them by the instructor, break it down into smaller sections, synthesize their ideas into smaller audio-visual clips for each section, and reassemble these sections in the form of a cohesive presentation. Today, as our example, we have chosen the ever-tedious Physiographic Regions of Canada to give to our students as a student-centered activity. This activity will be completed in groups and could be done at the beginning of a unit, splitting the regions between the groups to cover as an independent study project, or as an exam review activity, where each group of students have to cover a separate concept. In our case, the group in question has been assigned the review concept of physiographic regions to present to the class.
The following is their completed work. They went online to gather photographs which they bundled together in a folder. They also consulted their notes and their textbooks for the voice clips that they collected. They lengthened the amount of time that the photos stayed up on the display to match the audio clip length, and here is the result which came together. We think that it is an excellent review resource for students because instead of studying for exams being boring, students are now watching their own videos as their review process. This is not only a refreshing break from the teacher constantly being the one lecturing, but also an enjoyable experience for students who would rather watch videos.
This is our presentation on the physiographic regions of Canada. Physiographic regions can be defined as large areas comprised of similar features, shaped by a common set of geomorphic processes and possessing a common geological structure and history. There are 7 physiographic regions which exist in Canada. We will now go into greater depth on each one. The Canadian Shield is the largest and oldest physiographic region in Canada. It covers half the nation's surface area and was formed 3 billion years ago. It is a mountain range which has since been slowly eroded and flattened by glaciation and deposition. The Col de l'Europe spans the western coast of Canada. Its most major physiographic system is a group of mountain ranges dominated by the Rockies. This region is still relatively young, and due to tectonic plate shifts, the coastal area is susceptible to earthquakes. The interior plains is a region wedged between the Canadian Shield and the Cordillera. Millions of years ago, this region was covered by a shallow sea, which caused the sedimentary rock formation and also the development of basins that hold oil and gas. The Hudson Bay lowland is the youngest physiographic region in Canada, caused by the retreat of the Laurentide Glacier after the last ice age. As the glacier retreated, the Earth's crust began to rise, leaving a poorly drained lowland. This region is relatively inhabitable. The Arctic lowlands are located on the archipelago of islands north of the Arctic Circle and are characterized by the permafrost which is constantly there. The Appalachian uplands are a 500 million year old mountain range that has been worn down less than the Canadian Shield. Its heavily indented coastline was conducive to early European settlement. The Great Lakes St. Lawrence lowlands is the final physiographic region in Canada.
It is the smallest physiographic region, but important for its fertile soil and also being home to the Canadian manufacturing and heavy population.
That concludes the student report. We hope that you take away from our presentation the potential that EasyVid has for use in the classroom, not only for teachers but also for students. It is a free software that is current and relevant. Thank you for listening.